First case is cause number 333058. Case of style of state of Texas versus Michael Glenn Truax Jr. Mr. Truax, is your full name Michael Glenn Truax Jr.?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Truax, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Truax, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? You may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Truax?
Still breathing in and out.
Well, that's good. You're still breathing. Now, Mr. Truax, I have before me a document that you signed. Now, Mr. Truax, do you recognize this document?
I can't see very well.
Oh, you can come right here. Can you recognize that document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
It is. I don't understand what that is, so.
Is this the document that you just signed? Oh, okay,
guess
let
so.
me hand it to you. You say you don't understand what it is. If you need me to go over this document with you again,
Yes,
okay, you recognize this document?
yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line that
Yes,
states you want to apply for a court of, well, that you would like to hire your own attorney?
yes, sir.
Okay, and have this case reset, okay? Now, Mr. Truax, your case is going to be reset to give you opportunity to hire your own attorney. You're gonna stand on the forex in front of our court coordinator, and she's gonna reset your case. Once your case is reset, Mr. Truax, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Please stand on the forex. Is that Bruce Cotty or Udi? Okay. You come forward. Now, is your full name, Bruce Marco Cootie? Kuti? Okay, Mr. Kuti, this is cause number 332846. Mr. Kuti, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Kuti, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Kuti, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Kuti? Pretty good? That's good. Mr. Kuti, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you want your case reset to hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, Mr. Cootie, prior to signing this document, did you read this document?
Yes, sir.
Is everything true and correct in this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Now, Mr. Truax, on that document, prior to signing that document, did you read the document?
Yes.
Did you understand everything that you read? And is everything on that document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Now, Mr. Kuti, your case is going to be reset to give you opportunity to hire your own attorney. You're gonna stand on the forex in front of our court coordinator. She's going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go. That door is locked, sir. That door is locked. You gotta go through the other door. Yeah, that door is locked. Once our court coordinator resets your case, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day. Just stand on the forex. Next case is let's see. Next case is cause number 332950. Case is style of state of Texas versus Isaiah Collins. Now, Mr. Collins, um, your full name is Isaiah, is that Jermaine Collins? How you, okay, now, Mr. Collins, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Collins, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Collins, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Collins? That's good. Mr. Collins, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Or these your initials on the line stating you want to reset your case to hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Collins, before you signed and initialed this document, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Collins, our court coordinator is going to reset your case. Once you get your case reset from the court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand on the 4X. Next case is clause number 332946 and clause number 332948. Both cases are styled the state of Texas versus Robert Lee Anderson. Mr. Anderson, would you please come forward? Mr. Anderson, your full name, Robert Lee Anderson?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Anderson, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Anderson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Mr. Anderson, you may put your hand up. How are you doing, Mr. Anderson?
You
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Anderson. I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Anderson, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Mhm.
And are these your initials stating you want your case reset to hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Anderson, before you signed and initialed this document, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Anderson. Our court coordinator is going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Please stand on the 4X. Jimmy Priscilla. Your full name is Jimmy Priscilla.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. Priscilla?
All right, Your Honor. What about you?
I'm doing fine. Mr. Priscilla, I have before me two documents. Couple of documents. Now, Mr. Priscilla, first document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Now, Ms. Priscilla, before we get started, could you please raise your right hand? Mr. Priscilla, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Mr. Priscilla, you may put your hand down. Now, again, Mr. Priscilla, how are you doing?
All right.
You doing all right? That's good. Now, Mr. Priscilla, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Are these your initials
Yes,
on the
sir.
line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney? Now, Mr. Priscilla, I also have before me a document that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigency. You recognize this document?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
And on page 2 of this document, Mr. Priscilla, there's a signature on the second page above the line that says that's titled defendant signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Now, Mr. Priscilla, before you sign and initial all of these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir. Your
Did you
Honor.
understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes, sir.
to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Priscilla, I read your answers in these documents, and based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Giles Cole. And Mr. Cole, is gonna be given information on how to contact you. And you will also be given information on how to contact him. Mr. Bailey, could you hand this to, Mr. Priscilla? Mr. Priscilla, those are, what's just been handed out in our standard bond conditions in County Court at Law number 2. I'm gonna go over these bond conditions with you. And it reads, following the arrest following the return, of a criminal information in County Court at Law number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or against the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
In condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Now, condition number 4 does not apply because that only applies in the DWI case, and your case is not a DWI case. However, condition number 5 does apply. And condition number 5 states that the defendant shall wear a global positioning monitor, which is a system, which is a GPS system device, at the defendant's expense with written verification being submitted to the court within 3 days. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, now, Mr. Priscilla, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you can be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Priscilla, you're gonna stand on the 4X, your case is gonna be reset, your attorney, Mr. Cole, is gonna be getting information on how to contact you, and you're gonna be giving information on how to contact him, okay? So stand on the X, and once you, finish at the window, you'll be free to go and you have his left hand.
I'm blessed.
All right, same to you.
Mr. Priscilla, can I have you come over here real quick? Do you swear that raise your right hand? Do you swear that everything provided on this document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
The number address. Yeah.
Oh,
Allison Debs. This is cause number 333-066, case of Style, State of Texas versus Allison Debs. Ms. Debs, is that your full name?
Yes.
Ms. Debs, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Debs, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God? Ms. Debs, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Debs?
I'm better, but I'm doing great.
Okay, that's good. Ms. Debs, I have before me two documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Are these your initial statement you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? And I have a document here that is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And on page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature? Now, Ms. Debs, prior to signing and initialing these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Debs, I read your answers. Based on the answers in these documents, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that's appointed to represent you is Attorney Peter Dahl. Attorney Dahl will be given information on how to contact you, and you will be given information on how to contact him from our court coordinator. Once you get that information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand on X in front of the court coordinator.
Please, Deb, can I please- Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear that everything provided on this document is correct to the best of your knowledge. Thank you. We'll come over here. Thank you.
Next case is cause number 332-830. Case of Style, State of Texas versus Gina Catherine Aldrich. Ms. Aldrich, is your full name Gina Catherine Aldrich?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Aldrich, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Aldrich, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Aldridge, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Aldridge?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Aldridge. I have before me a couple of documents. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Ms. Aldridge, do you recognize this document?
I didn't know.
And is this your signature on the line inside of defendant?
Yes, yes.
And are these your initials next to the line states that you want to apply for court appointed attorney?
Yes,
Also, I have a document that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
I do.
And on page 2 of this same document, Ms. Aldrich, there's a signature above the line that's not a defendant's signature. Is that your signature?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Aldrich, before you signed and initialed these documents that I just mentioned to you, did you read the documents?
I did.
Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
It is, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Aldrich, based on your answers in your affidavit, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. An attorney that would be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Mark Faggett. Attorney Faggett will be given information on how to contact you, and you'll be given information on how to contact him. And once you get that information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Now, before you go to our court coordinator, you're gonna stop here with our court clerk, and she's gonna get some information from you. Here you go. All right, thank you. You stand on this edge.
Hello,
Yes, sir.
can you raise your right
What-
hand for me? You said that everything provided on this document is correct.
Just tell them, hold on, there, we have some information for them. Just go have a seat. Next case is called number 3266566, case of style state of Texas versus Andre De Leon Whitaker. For the record, your full name, Andre De Leon Whitaker. Mr. Whitaker, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Whitaker, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Whitaker, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Whitaker?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. Mr. Whitaker, I have before me a couple of documents. First document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Whitaker, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Whitaker, I also have another document here. This document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Innocence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Whitaker, there is a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Whitaker, before you sign and initial these documents that I have just mentioned to you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Whitaker, I read your responses. Based on your responses, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that would be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney David Grove. Mr. Grove is going to be given information on how to contact you. And you will be given information on how to contact him. And once you get that information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to leave and you have a blessed day. Now, Mr. Whitaker, also before you go to our court coordinator, you have to stop at the window of our court clerk, and she's going to swear you in. Stand on the X.
Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear that everything provided on this document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You can come on over here and we'll take care of it.
Which one? Which one do you want me to do? Um,
Next two cases are cause number 333082 and cause number 333214. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Heather Lynn Jackson. Is your full name Heather Lynn Jackson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Jackson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Jackson, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. Jackson?
Doing well. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking.
Yes,
Ms.
sir.
Jackson, I have before me two documents. The first document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendant Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the lines stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Jackson, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Jackson, based on the information that you provided in these documents, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that has been appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Jack Lawrence. Ms. Jackson, our court clerk is going to swear you in on the next X. Once she swears you in, Ms. Jackson, you're gonna go to the next, stand on the next X, and you're gonna stand before our court coordinator, and the court coordinator is gonna get information from you and give you information on how to contact your attorney. You also be given information on how to contact him. Once you get that information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hi, Ms. Jackson. Hello. Now, you raise your right hand. Yes, ma'am. Do you swear that everything provided on this document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Okay.
Next case is cause number 332-788. Case is style the state of Texas versus Shannon Paul Merchant. Your full name is Shannon Paul Merchant.
So,
Mr. Merchant, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Merchant, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
yes, sir.
Mr. Merchant, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Merchant? That's good. Mr. Merchant, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled The Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line saying you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Is this your signature on this document?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Merchant, before you sign and initial these documents that I just mentioned to you, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct
Yes,
to the
sir.
best of your knowledge? Now, Mr. Merchant, based on your answers in these documents, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Todd LeBlanc. You're gonna, our court clerk is going to swear you into these documents that you've just signed. After you leave the court clerk, you're gonna step over to the window of the court coordinator. She's gonna give you information on how to contact Mr. LeBlanc. And Mr. LeBlanc is gonna give you information on how to contact, well, our court clerk is also gonna give you information to Mr. LeBlanc on how to contact you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So stand on the X. Once you finish with our court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank
You're welcome.
Hello,
you.
can you raise your right hand? Do you swear that everything provided on this document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge? All right, you can step on over to, no, stepping over and you can do it correctly.
Okay. Tiana Kincaid. Now, you put in Kiana A. Kish, Akish Kincaid? Okay, Ms. Kincaid, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Kincaid, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Ms. Kincaid, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Kincaid? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Kincaid, I have before me two documents. The first document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. Kincaid, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? And are these your initials on the line say you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? I also have a document that's titled actually it's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant's Signature. Do you recognize this? Is that your signature? Now, Ms. Kincaid, before you sign and initial these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Kincaid, let's do. I read your answers in these documents, and based on your answers in these documents, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you is Attorney John Macy. Ms. Kincaid, our court clerk is going to swear you in. And once you're sworn in by the court clerk, you will move over to the window in front of our court administrator. And the court administrator is going to give you information on how to contact Mr. Macy. And Mr. Macy will be given information on how to contact you. Once you get that information, Ms. Kincaid, you'll be free to go. Now, Ms. Kincaid, before you do that, I have some bond conditions that I need to go over with you. Now, Ms. Kincaid, Bailiff just handed you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that document? I'm going to go over this document with you, and it reads, following the arrest and accusation in County Court at Law Number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional condition. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition? Condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs or alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition? And condition number three, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go to any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
I have something about that. Do you know who the victim is?
Let's see. Or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Okay, you understand that condition? You have an attorney, you can discuss that with your attorney. Okay? Now, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, your bond can be revoked, and if your bond is revoked, the warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you'll be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
So what if she comes near me?
Well, I can't give you any legal advice. Look at, just read, make sure that you adhere to these bond conditions. Okay, you can talk to your attorney, all right? And again, your attorney is Mr. John Macy. He can provide you with any legal advice that you need. All right, now, again, do you understand the bond conditions? Yes, that's all your bond condition. Number 4 does not apply because that only applies in a DWI case, and this is not a DWI case. Okay, you understand the bond conditions? Now, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, the bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, you could replace a warrant conviction for arrest, and you could be placed in Jefferson County Jail. Now, Ms. Kincaid, you're gonna stand on the X in front of our court clerk. She's gonna swear you in, and then once she swears you in, you're gonna stand in front of the X in front of our court coordinator. Once she finishes with the court coordinator, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. I have to go test somewhere legally. I want to-
Now, you read the, it states that the court can, I'll just read it again. You're talking about condition number 2. The offender shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs, alcohol in the defendant's body. This is, the court at this point hadn't directed you, but if the court directs you, that's what it says. Okay. All right.
Now, will you raise your right hand? You swear that everything provided on this document is true and correct to the best of your knowledge. Or coordinator?
Next case is clause number 326656. Case is style of state of Texas versus Kathleen Greer. Okay. Ms. Greer, your full name is Caitlin Greer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Greer. I think I called you Kathleen the first time. Huh? Okay,
It's-
I looked at it.
Spanish is Catalan. In Spanish, it's Catalan.
Oh, in Spanish is Kathleen? Okay. And well, how do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce your name? Okay, but
Caitlin.
Caitlin? Okay, now, Ms. Greer, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Greer, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Greer, you may put your hand down. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Now, okay. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney? We have another document here. This document is titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
The one on the right? Yes. The one on the left? No.
So you didn't read this? Okay, what we're gonna do, you're gonna have a seat. Well, we're gonna get this to you. You can have a seat and at that table right there, and you will read it. And then once I've finished with the next person, we'll come back to you. Okay? Next case is cause number 330286. Case is style of state of Texas versus Colby Mack. Mr. Mack, your full name is Colby C. Mack or Colby Shashawn Mack?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mack, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Mack, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mack, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Mack?
You ready, yourself?
I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Mack, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Mack, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mack, is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Mack, I also have a document here just titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Mr. Mack, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Mack, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Mack, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Mack, I've read your answers in these documents, and based on your answer in the affidavit of indigence, you do not meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. So, since you do not meet the eligibility requirements, you can either hire an attorney, that's the other option, or if you decide to waive your right to an attorney, you can represent yourself. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Mack, I'll give this. This is gonna give them back to you. You can change your response on there. That was denied, so it goes straight down. Unless you want to swear, I mean, you want to swear, you can swear me in if you wanted to.
I think it's only.
Okay. I've already sworn in.
Scratch these down.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Mack, you want your case reset so you can hire your own attorney? Mr. Mack, you're gonna stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. She's gonna reset your case. Once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Please stand on the 4X.
Thank you.
That goes there. I think
Oh, that's.
that's her right here.
Oh, okay.
It's just. Oops. Oh, this is the other lady. That was Kim Kelly. That was the one, she had a court appointed with. Ms. Greer, are you finished? Okay. Now, Ms. Greer, I have before me a document that's titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Now, Ms. Greer, you was previously sworn in, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. Greer, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for court appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Oh, and I also have a document here that's titled Jefferson County Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this document, Ms. Greer, there's a signature above the line that is titled defendant signature. Ms. Greer, did you sign this document?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Greer, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read?
Yes.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Now, Ms. Greer, based on your answers in these documents, you do not meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And therefore, yeah, at this time, your request will be denied. Okay, and so since that's the case, you can either have your case reset, give you opportunity to see if you can hire an attorney, or you can waive your right to an attorney and represent yourself. Now,
Can I ask what qualified me?
yes, income and debt. Basically, it seems to me you have 15. It seems like you have $2,200 a month extra after you pay your expenses, according to what you wrote here. I'm just subtracting 1,500 from 3,700.
So can I inform you that I recently got married and she also has her own bills?
Okay. Okay, so you're saying that, the 3,700 is, that's part of the spouse's, income. Well, you have 1,900.
I get paid $997 every 2 weeks from the Coast Guard.
Okay, let me do this here. Yeah. Now, I basically added up the information, additional information that you provided within, everything in what you told me true and correct, and in these notations. Let me let you look at it. Yeah, because mine is right here. I did this and this. Now, basically, we had the part about the food, the, transportation, and then I totaled it right here. And then when we added up the furniture, the miscellaneous was the furniture, and the, I think the 300 was the pet,
300 was prepared.
and then it was 600 for something else, but that gave you a total, that comes out here like 3741. Okay,
Yeah, that looks right.
okay. So based upon, this information, you do meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And let's see, the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Ryan Matuska. Okay. And Mr. Matuska is going to be given information on how to contact you, be given information on how to contact him as well.
I have a question about the court dates. Do y'all pick that right now? Is there? Or is
Yes.
there already picked?
Yeah, no, it's, we can, the court coordinator is gonna give you a date. If that's a date that conflicts, she can give you a date that doesn't conflict. Okay? If that's what you're getting ready to ask,
Yes.
okay. Okay, now this is, oh, wow. Okay, now, I also have, this is a assault case. We have some bond conditions for you. Now, Mr. Bailiff, could you give Mr. Drew the bond conditions? Now, the bailiff just handed you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions in County Court at Law Number 2. Do you see that document?
Yes, sir.
Now, I'm going to go over this document with you. And in this document, it states that following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law Number 2, Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number one, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number two, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol anytime as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body. And that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2, Section C2. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
And condition number three, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Now, condition number four does not apply, that because that only applies in DWI cases. Now, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond will be revoked, or can be revoked, and you'll be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. And I think the one that I have, Mr. Porter, could you swap out? I think she has original. I think this is a copy. Okay. Now, if you violate any one of these bond conditions, the bond can revoke. If your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, and you can be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, our court clerk is going to swear you in. Once she swears you in, our court coordinator is going to reset your case. And once you get your case reset, you'll be free to go, and you have a blessed day.
Thank you, you as well.
All right, thank you.
Have you